My lords, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Rimworld. Now, as you can see, we've pretty much left off where we left off last time around. Or, I should say, we have picked up where we left off last time around. The only difference now is we have Izzy and Q in prison. It's just a shared prison cell for now, but that's fine. I'm not too concerned about their comfort. Of course, the lower their mood, the faster their certainty in their new ideology will decrease, so we should be able to get them back into the fold pretty quickly, at which point we'll just release them and they can carry on, and hopefully with everybody then as part of our ideology we shouldn't have the issue of rapid conversions due to low corruption. And what we're going to start doing after that, to try and avoid that occurring again in the future, is making sure we make use of the incantations over here and probably put down some more of these obelisks to ensure that the corruption decay doesn't occur too quickly, so that if we do have visitors and guests, then we should have that decent barrier and buffer against being instantly converted away from our ideology. So that's the plan for today, primarily to get these two to rejoin us. And other than that, we'll just see what happens as we go along. I think we're ready for some research, and indeed we are, so I'll just quickly pick something now. I think we'll go for basic autopsy. Of course, we were going to harvest some organs previously, but we ended up killing our prisoner. Therefore, we weren't able to do that. The basic autopsy will allow us to harvest the organs post-mortem, so if any future prisoners do die, then we can still make use of their delicious organs, should we so wish. Okay, so that's the first round of conversion attempted. As you can see, one of their certainties has dropped from 51 to 44%. So hopefully just be a few more days until we can recruit them back to the ideology, and then, as I said, they can be released as if nothing ever happened. Okay, so we've had an event here. Unbound to the proper order of the cosmos, the stars themselves seem to sting our eyes with a hateful scorn. Sacrifices are discouraged during this period. Well, I wasn't planning on any sacrifices anytime soon anyway, so that's largely irrelevant, but at least it's good to know that we shouldn't be doing any sacrifices for the time being. That event lasts for a couple of days and then we're back to normal, but as I said, it's not really having too much of an effect on us at the moment anyway. Izzy has gone berserk, which is not good news for Q since they share a prison cell. In fact, he's attacking Amy. Okay, so what we'll do is, I don't think Amy has a weapon. Well, she has an axe. We'll get we'll get Quinn over here since she's armed with a makeshift rifle. And should Izzy... oh no, Izzy has now turned his attention to Q. We finished the autopsy research. We may have to go and intercede in this little battle here. I think given the fact... oh no, we've been stunned. I was going to say, given the fact it's 2-on-1, we should be okay, but Izzy seems quite able to handle his own here. There we go, that's that taken care of. Of course, now we need to render some medical assistance to these guys. Amy is resting, but she only has a bruise on her left leg, so she doesn't really need the bed rest for that. Let's go ahead and take care of Izzy and Q. We don't want them to suffer any long-term effects. Likewise, Quinn. The cracked jaw is the worst of the issues I think that she has there. Of course, we also need to tend to Q as well, who was caught up in the melee, but again, only for a few bruises, so nothing too life-threatening there. Gabe has gone ahead and tended to Quinn, which is good, but as we said, it was nothing too serious. There was no immediate danger of death at that point, so... but at least she is taken care of now. Oh, for crying out loud, they're still at it. Okay then, another prisoner it is. Really need to sort out this corruption, I think. As soon as they're all in the fold, that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and put up a door over here, just so we can put down another prison cell, obviously this time for Bourne. This is getting very frustrating now. It's my own fault, of course, for not paying attention to the corruption. So, Amy, can you work on the door as a priority, please? Q's gone catatonic, don't care. If it wasn't for the fact I need these colonists, I would be removing their tongue so they can't convert anybody, but there you go, I do need them in the long run, so we can't be doing that. In the meantime, can we arrest Bourne? 98% chance. Oh, there we go, need to set that for prison, of course, don't we? There we go. Where are we, Amy? Arrest Bourne. Okay, he's escaping. There we go, got him that time. So we're back down to 3 colonists as we started, due to my own inefficiencies, shall we say, and not monitoring the corruption, which has allowed our colonists to be very easily converted away. How are they doing in terms of their own reconversion? They are not too bad. Q should be done pretty quickly. So yeah, I'm hopeful that just another day or two and we can at least get one of them back. Okay, so we've been offered a quest here, and that's to build a monument to the Baroness Alexios Galmay's uncle. It's an 8x5 monument. We need 210 metallic wood or stone building materials, as well as 42 either sandstone, granite, limestone, slate or marble blocks. It was completed within 15 days. Once the reward completion has been done, we'll receive either 4 units of honour, a small volumetric power cell, or 14 units of goodwill. I'm quite tempted by that, just for the small volumetric power cell. It's a relatively small but very reliable source of power, and every little is gonna help. I mean, we're pretty good on that front end at the moment anyway. Our batteries are both fully charged and we're getting decent wind production from our wind turbines. However, it's something a bit different. Do we have yes, we have enough sandstone blocks, so that's fine. I'll come back to that in a moment, just because, as you may see in the background here, I have expanded some walls around the base to basically enclose it all into one large building rather than having separate buildings scattered throughout. So I want to see how much bone we have once this is all finished and constructed, and then we'll come back to that, and if we have enough available, then of course we will go ahead and accept that quest for the volumetric power cell. Bourne has had a crisis of belief, which is one of the best things we could have hoped for. Therefore, the next attempt of conversion, Amy should be able to bring him into the ideology, which means we can then release him from captivity. Izzy is also having a crisis of belief, so that couldn't have come any better either. Of course, the only problem at the moment is while they're in a mental breakdown, you cannot interact with them. So I've just tried to calm Izzy down there. Didn't work, unfortunately. Hopefully the next time around, however, we will be able to convert Izzy back to our religion once he does snap out of this daze that he's currently in. Bourne has snapped out of it, but as luck would have it, he is now asleep, so we can't interact with him either. He's going to need some food, however. Oh, he has some ready for him, never mind. I was going to deliver him some, but he already has some on hand. And there we go, as we can see, I've enclosed all this into one large room now. So Bourne has actually been converted, I never noticed that. So what we can do now is release. There we go, that's Bourne back in the fold, which is fantastic. Let's reassign him his old bed. I think his work priorities should be as we had them previously. Indeed they are. Hopefully now it's just a matter of time before we can get Q and Izzy back in. Izzy should be very quick because she had the crisis of belief, of course. Q, how are you doing? What was that? About, yeah, 25-27%, so that's good. Izzy has joined the Prime Legion. of all religions, but there you go. That's Q down to 20%. We're going to need some lights in here, of course, and I want to run some power conduits throughout these new walls as well. So no matter where they are, they should have access to electricity if we want to put anything down within here. We need another research project, of course. We did the autopsy a while ago, and I was that focused on getting everybody converted that I'd completely forgotten about this. And I think we'll go for crude torture methods, just for a bit of fun. Q is very close to being converted back now, nearly just under 8% now as we can see, so the next interaction should be enough to push her over the edge, at what point she can be released and she can have her religious role reassigned. I believe she was the priest, if I remember correctly. We've researched crude torture methods as we can see, so let's decide what we want next. I think gunpowder, that will obviously take us down the firearms rabbit hole, which will either obviously keep our colonists nicely equipped or give us something to sell to passing traders such as we have here. So let's go see what these have to offer. No, don't arrest them. Trade with them. That could have been a bit awkward. Here we go, let's have a look, see what we can sell. So we can sell the Irish coffee, we've got no use for that. We'll sell some of these poor melee weapons as well. We'll keep the auto pistol because I do believe that was Q's before she got arrested, so we want to make sure she gets that back. Nothing else to sell, and nothing jumping out at me that I'd like to purchase off of them. Not for the small amount of gold that we have anyway, so let's just accept that little trade there. Ooh, Q is now 2.4%. I was hoping that would be the one that tipped her over the edge, but sadly not. So the next one should almost certainly be the one that brings her back into our religion, so we can release her back into the colony. Oh, we have a prison break. Okay then, so who do we have available? Well, Born, you have psychic or magical powers, so you could certainly be of use here. Gabe, you have the pistol. And Quinn, you have the makeshift rifle, so let's get you three drafted in. So that's Q down, so Amy, you can... Well, first of all, we need to rebuild the doors, don't we? So let's get them flagged up immediately. So Amy, you prioritise the doors. We'll have Gabe and Quinn attempt to take down Izzy. There we go, that's both of them down. So everybody can be undrafted. Okay, they are both bleeding out. Izzy is in 7 hours. So let's stabilise them first of all, just so they don't bleed out. We certainly don't want that to happen. And they can now be re-arrested, as we can see. Amy's taking care of that for us. Wonderful, so prison break over. No major concerns there. What do we have here? The Theophact Makosko, a duke from the Broken Empire, recently lost a scouting party to a pack of 2 man-hunting black goats. Okay, he wants you to draw the beasts, bit of a stretch, towards you to be killed. To uphold his honour, the goats will arrive 9 hours after you accept. Ranged shield belt. Okay. Another small volumetric power cell. Or a regular shield belt. I think, that's quite interesting to take on 2 black goats, which I don't think should be too much of a problem, let's be honest. I like the idea of having 2 power cells. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's just accept both of them before I forget about the other one. And we'll set up the monument marker. Having it just outside the base would be quite nice, so we'll set it up there. So we have 9 hours to prepare our defence, if you will, against the goats. Don't think we're really going to need to prepare much of a defence, but there you go. We're going to use the bone and the limestone, sorry, the sandstone for this construction, of course. Don't know if we have enough bone on hand, but of course we've got this little ibex ram here which we could butcher. That'll provide us with a few more bones, of course. There we go. We've re-recruited Q back into our ideology, so we can now set her for release, and we'll have Amy pop in and do that ASAP. There we go. So now that we have Q back, we can reassign her role here. So what we want is Q as the role changer and Lawkeeper as the new role. It will be 100% quality because we have 4 out of a minimum of 2 participants. So let's begin this immediately. Okay, and here come the goats now. Well, they look a bit fiercer than I thought they were going to, but let's see what happens anyway. We do have a few traps here. Okay, so that's that taken care of. Q is now the Lawkeeper once again. Q, you're going to need your weapon here. So equip this automatic pistol, please. That's 1 goat down. That's 2 goats down. Okay, that's that little quest handled. That's our first vanometric power cell arriving now. Let's install it, and I don't know, let's put it in the corner there. Now that Q is of course the Lawkeeper. Oh no, we can't, because I didn't know you couldn't use them straight off the bat, but as soon as we're able to, we can start using this conversion ability on Izzy to hopefully speed up Izzy's recruitment process as well. Izzy has gone catatonic, so that's any conversion attempts off the table for the next few days, but hey, at least we've got Born and Q back into the fold, which is the main thing. Q especially. We needed our Lawkeeper back. Oh dear, Izzy has now developed sepsis. That's quite unfortunate, so Amy, you're going to have to prioritise tending Izzy ASAP, please. We certainly don't want to lose Izzy. 17%. I'd have liked that to have been quite a bit higher. The sepsis is rising very, very quickly. And we can't tend it now for another day and a half, so it's not looking good. And of course we will lose our plant handler, and which is not really relevant at the moment, of course, and our chief physician, which is the bigger concern of the two. Yeah, that sepsis is spreading rather rapidly, isn't it? We can't even use a preach elf if we wanted to, because Izzy isn't part of the ideology. It'll only work on members who are in the same ideology, which obviously Izzy is not. What are they a member of at the moment? Prime Legion. So yes, that's one avenue we cannot explore. Oh, we have a transport pod crash, and this is a recruiter named Saskia. They are from the terrorists, so we can capture her without any diplomatic repercussions or any serious repercussions. Let's just have a look. So a scratch and a gunshot, not the worst conditions in the world, of course. In terms of the biography, nice melee skill, nice artistic skill. They are very neurotic, so more susceptible to mental breaks, but they work a lot faster, and they do not like aliens. Don't think that should be much of a problem. I think we'll capture Saskia. If nothing else, it'll give us a nice sacrifice. Amy then, so can you stabilise and then capture? We have the prison capacity at the moment, so we may as well. And I think on that note is where we'll end today's episode. I've noticed we're not having many raids. I don't think we've had one for about 3 or 4, 5 episodes now. So what I am going to do before we head off is we're going to boost the difficulty up 1 level to Blood and Dust to try and throw up some more negative events. Obviously, it's been a little bit of a struggle, but mainly due to my own stupidity. Obviously, the main thing we've had to contend with lately is everybody being converted away from the ideology and then having to arrest them and then fight them and gun them down. And Izzy's got sepsis. But in terms of hostile world events, we haven't had much. So, yeah, it seems a bit too comfortable at the moment. So, yeah, we'll boost that up. As we can see, Izzy's sepsis is very likely to claim his life at this point. It'll take quite a major turnaround for this to be defeated. But such is life on the Rimworld, I suppose. We do have the possibility, of course, if we wanted to, of recruiting Saskia here, who Amy's just capturing now. But we can address that in the future. As I said, for now we'll leave it here. We've got 2 out of the 3 colonists back into the fold. Obviously Q and Born are back with us. Q's still suffering from some injuries, obviously from the breakout when she was gunned down, but there you go. So yes, not much happened today. I was hoping to get some more base work done over the next few episodes, but obviously the decline in our religious numbers kind of threw me a curveball, so we had to focus on that. But I've slowly made a bit of a start expanding the base and making it more befitting of where we're at right now. We're no longer just a crash landed bunch of survivors, of course. We've got ourselves a nice established presence. We've got a pretty reliable power grid. We have our little church set up, and I think we're doing pretty well, so it's time to start, living up to those expectations almost, if you will. But for now, all that remains for me to say is, as always, take very good care of yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. It is ta-ta for now.